And we're live.
Good evening, welcome. It's 7 o'clock, it's Thursday night.
It's not Thursday night though.
I wonder whether you'd pick up on that. We'll try that again.
Do you reckon anyone else will realise it's not Thursday night?
Are you on the right channel?
I am on the right channel.
Okay, good evening and welcome. It's 7 o'clock and it's Wednesday night.
I know, no one's going to be expecting this tonight. I wonder
No,
how busy
it's like
it'll
me and you.
be. It'd just be us, is that what you reckon?
I don't know, we'll see. To be honest with you, I think if we're on our own, I don't think it's necessarily because it's Wednesday. I do think at the moment the weather's so nice out there.
Yeah.
If anybody's got any sense.
Well, they haven't. Ryan's on, he obviously hasn't.
No, obviously not got any
or
sense.
It's too hot outside and everybody's coming in.
So grab yourself a beer, okay? Sit in the garden, put the phone on, chill out, and just watch us for an hour rambling on. So who we got, Linz?
So Ryan's on. I've got a yo.
Yo.
But I don't know who it is.
Okay, so the yo, can you click the button at the top? Lindsay, do you want to explain how?
Yeah, so there's, if you, but the only trouble is, it'd be better off actually doing it at the end because it kicks you out. So if you come out of it at the end, the post has got a link there saying eCam live. Click on that link and I'll be able to see.
Okay, is it not worth doing it and rejoining?
Yes, just sometimes because of the delay in that, it's not worth it in case you miss something.
Okay, fine, whatever.
So evening Colin, hi Sean.
Once you've clicked it,
Ryan's
the yo,
been
yo,
here all
yo,
day.
once you've clicked it, next week it'll actually come up, we'll know who we're talking to.
Yeah, evening
So,
Trevor.
cool. So, I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's enjoying the weather because we've spent months and months complaining about it and now it's here. We're going to keep carrying on complaining about
Right, so it's
it.
Paul Morris that's saying yo.
There you go, Paul. Excellent. So Lindsay's well techie, so she knows what she's kind of doing.
Roughly.
So we're all good. We've got sound, we've got vision, and we've got stuff that we're working on tonight.
Indeed. So what are we doing tonight?
We've got a sponsor this evening, which is really nice. So it's always really nice to kind of feel like I've got to work for what we're doing.
Oh, you know that idea that the logo and tonight's show sponsor was in a really good position? Bang where you are.
So Steph, is that better?
Or maybe just completely disappear out of the screen.
What, me? Just walk away? Ladies.
Brilliant.
Okay, cool.
Hi Mal.
Where do you want me to stand?
Hi Gav. Is it Thursday?
It's
Everyone's
Thursday.
going to think it's Thursday, aren't they? That's
Yeah, and then what happens is you think you've only got one day before the weekend, and as it turns out, you've got two.
Mark Rumsey, that bloody confused me. I was thinking it was Thursday and had too much cider.
Excellent, get on it.
Hi Alan. Yes, sometimes, see, for some people, Thursday they can't do, so sometimes it's quite nice to do it on a slightly different day.
In all fairness, me and Lindsay feel that we've just been really busy at the moment, you know, all over the place.
Shall I move this away from your face?
Pardon?
Move the logo and that away from your face.
Which way do you want me?
Evening,
This way?
Scott. Hi,
Which
Craig.
one me?
Hi Ian. Mate, you're good, you carry on.
So we've decided that...
Rather than not do it.
Yeah, that was the case.
Yeah, we're heading to Ireland tomorrow.
We're flying out to Ireland, but we'll probably be in the air.
Hi,
or
Tom.
just landing.
Evening, Liam.
So we're at a stage where we've got to keep doing stuff. Thing is, for us, we've got to keep on top of it ourselves. You know, irrespective of finding stuff to talk about.
Evening, Harry. So we've got Harry. But basically, tonight's show sponsor, obviously, as you know, is Deltec tapes.
Okay,
So I'm not sure if anybody knows, but Harry Murphy is basically our rep. Harry, I think you're the whole of the UK, aren't you? So Harry is on Spray Makes Sense. He's here to answer any questions that you've got. If you've got any techie stuff, if you're struggling with anything or not sure about anything, obviously tonight and moving forward, just tag Harry in. Again,
I mean, tonight we're going to be doing obviously some promos, and the promos are going to run through our good friends Andy and Megan at My Paintbrush.
Yep.
But Deltec is obviously in other distribution centres. So I know that I think Tecarilla obviously do it and some of the others.
Yeah.
So Harry, if you've got any other places where people want to walk in, I know that's not tonight because obviously you've got a promotion, but
for future reference.
For future reference, you might find that you just want to zoom into one of the shops, grab some gear and be on your way. Thing is for tape as well, if you're going into a shop, I always find it's really good for a basket filler.
Yeah, definitely. Just chuck a couple in just to get the postage levels
that's
up.
it. But for me, I mean, we order most of our stuff through bigger quantities. It just makes sense for us.
So Harry's UK, Ireland and the Channel Islands.
Oh, flash bugger.
I know, gets about.
So we're going over to Ireland tomorrow, Harry, so we're expecting to see some of this gear over there, and if not, you need to get some over.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Actually, I don't know whether Albany is one of your stores, Harry.
We've got strong links
we
with
could chat
Albany.
chat to Damien and that and see about getting some in there.
So
cool. Even
right.
Gary, Gavin even.
So what are we actually working on this evening, Linz?
So you're going to run through all of the tapes that we've got here. There's obviously Deltek do a lot more than just those tapes as well. They do all the drop downs and papers and stuff like that.
We've seen Deltek, like you guys, on and off for a while. We had a really, really good chat with them when we were in Cologne, when we went to Farb.
I think you went around pretty much every single tape company in Farb, didn't you?
I did. I am a little bit of a, I don't know, sadder tape geek. The reason being is I've been spraying for a long time, and one of the biggest frustrations I've always had is tape. I think it's really hard because I think a lot of people won't, when they have a failing, it's very, if anything, I think the tape takes a bad rep.
Yeah.
I think it's very easy for me to go across this wall in a minute and pull off the tape and say, I don't like that tape, it's shit. When in fact, it's actually not designed for that particular application in that particular scenario, and especially not with my style of system. So there's a lot of variables that we need to take into account. And the one thing that we don't do is take responsibility. I think growth comes from taking responsibility, because the bottom line is, it's you guys that are still at fault. It's you guys that have to put your hands up and realise that you made a wrong decision with your systems. You even chose maybe the wrong tape. Granted, you were probably, I don't know, given some information by either myself. You know, I'm not here to tell you what's the best tip. I'm here to educate you as to what's good, bad, indifferent, and what we use in our own business, what systems, how we test products, why we test products, and what the outcomes are.
Well, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because we hear so often from lots of different people, oh, I love this tape. Well, I've tried that. It was rubbish. I really like this. So tape is very much like paint in that it is very personal, isn't it?
It is. When you get good results, that's fine. But I think, you know, throughout your business, you've always got to kind of be testing against your baseline.
Evening, Pete. Hi, Michael.
So for these tapes, these like all the other tapes from the other manufacturers, and there's quite a few. You got to remember when we started, I think.
Well, Kip, we had a problem with tape, didn't we? That was what started.
She's pulling her face. If you could see Lindsay's face at the moment,
well,
it's
that's
hilarious.
because I had to spend hours pulling the damn or scraping the damn.
Oh, we just messed up. And the one mistake we did, UV.
We didn't even realise at that point UV tapes even existed, did we?
And what the difference was as to why.
So we ended up going and ordering loads and loads of different tapes, didn't we? And we spent that job testing lots of different tapes on that job.
This is probably 10 years plus
More
ago.
than that.
Probably,
Alana, and she's 13.
So yeah, we were testing these tapes a long time ago.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, it was pretty much the same kind of tapes within reason we've got here. Fine, they've got better, but there's more tape manufacturers to the marketplace, which is great for us. Gives us more options because we all like a bit of pink or purple, and out of, let's say, 6 independent different manufacturers, they all vary slightly. Mm-hmm. So you will find that one in particular suits you and your business.
Well, and also the kind of work that you do.
Yeah. So for us, what I've done today is I've been running a private course here today. We had a company that has got a big job on. They said, can we come down, spend a day with you and do a course? And I kind of flipped it on its head a bit because they had certain criteria that they wanted to work through. They've got a lot of M&E ceilings and quite unusual substrates. So they wanted to do a basic course to a certain extent, but then kind of switch it up in the afternoon. So we did. So what I'm saying is, the reason I'm bringing it up is because this wall, okay, has been sprayed probably twice, and we actually put the jet roller on. Again, they wanted to see, well, I said to them, look, do you want to see the jet roller? Because it might have a place within your business. And they were like, if you don't mind. So I don't mind. You know, it took us, 10 minutes to set it up, got it going, and they actually really loved it.
And actually the inline gun for them was a big game changer.
That was one of the main reasons, because I actually showed them with obviously having a swivel knuckle, extension bar, clean shot, because they've got a lot of ducting work, so they wanted to be able to get to a lot of it. So I showed them a lot of different scenarios to get options of spraying the majority of it from the floor. So what I'm trying to say is this wall was 2 hours ago. They left about 5. We just finished. So we put this tape over. In fact, I know that there's a couple of areas here that when I put the tape over was still actually wet, where we'd kind of not rolled it out quite enough. So
you're expecting pull.
We're expecting pull. But I'm also just kind of, this is like the worst case scenario. What we've done is, you saw us last week, was it the week before? Last week?
Week before. Last week I was in Ibiza.
Yeah, Lindsay was flying out to, well, she was actually in Ibiza.
I was.
And I was getting ready to fly out to Scotland.
And I'm still getting over it now.
Yeah, she's still getting over it. Yeah. We'll come back to that in a minute. So what we've done is, obviously this was Intact 8 from Tikkurila, so that's on. I will follow up on that particular report further down the line. We're testing it, and actually we're going to test some of these tapes on the same project that we're testing, obviously, Intact 8. So it's pretty cool. We're going to test quite a few things. So we've obviously got it on here as well, so we're going to spray some of this. And you can't see at the moment, we've got some tape down the bottom here that when I spray you'll see. This is on rough cast. This is silica render that we sprayed as one of the courses. This is Jub, so this is pretty cool. It's very rough cast.
Yeah.
It's had a lot of paint on it, but it is rough cast. So we'll see how it fares there. And then over here, as I move out to screenshot, and I come back into screenshot, and I move back out of screenshot.
Don't move too much.
Okay. Have you got these?
Yep.
Okay, fine. This wall again was sprayed today. This is Lindsay's favourite colour. She's got this all over her house.
Oh, it's awful. It's like a mint cracknel green. It's disgusting.
Okay, this was a colour match that went wrong. Yeah, it was a colour match that went wrong.
It was. The code was meant to be like either Farron Ball or Little Green. And
Something just went wrong. Something just went wrong, and we ended up with this. So we just use it, obviously, for packing out some of the colours when we're doing courses. So again, we've got this, and this was probably dry just after lunch. So this is probably about 1 o'clock. So that's pretty cool. It's really warm in here today.
Yes, Clayton, I probably was.
It was what?
Larging it up.
Yeah, you could say that. I think some of you guys have actually seen some of the pictures, but we'll leave it there.
That was great fun. Got to be done.
We called in on Reese and Bobby last night, and
I'm expecting the same from Damien at the weekend.
Oh, right, okay. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the tips, obviously what the manufacturers say they're for. We're going to test them, but what we'll do as well is we'll probably take these on site and just kind of really put them through their paces. I will say, you know what I'm like, I do get excited about tape. I'm really excited about these three. Okay, why? Technically because they're washy. Okay.
I think the Deltec gold, as you know, a lot of people sort of call it. I think that's the one that's probably the most well known.
This for me is, let's say, the standard yellow. It might be, let's say, Q1's fine precision.
Yeah,
okay.
Taser yellow, that kind of ilk.
First thing I do is obviously see what the tack feels like.
Yeah.
But my biggest thing is what it tears like. If it tears nice, I'm happy. If it tears and it kind of crimps, okay, and it's hard to tear, that's going to be a problem. And I also, believe it or not, I want to see what it tears like at the angle, because when I'm doing a lot of masking, I tear tape in a particular angle or particular direction. So when I want to get to a right-hand corner, obviously I want to be able to actually tear it. And then if I want a straight corner, I want to know what it's going to be like actually tearing. And so far, it goes on nice. It feels good.
So you've got a certain way, haven't you? You tear one way for one angle and one way for another.
Yeah, it's just, I don't like the masking machines, never got on with them. One of my guys, he has this tendency that he'll put it, Jack does this, he'll put it on the surface and then he'll keep that flat, and then what he'll do is he'll put it down. I don't like it. I like to be able to, that's about it. That gives me my 45, one direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they make a comeback.
If they make a comeback, honestly, they'd be good days, wouldn't they?
If you like one direction, yes.
There you go. I like that straight away. Okay. Gold, first impressions, yes. This is always the tricky one. Okay. I'll put this out there. Okay. I don't care what these guys tell you. Okay. I don't give a shit. Don't put this on paper. In fact, don't put any tape at all whatsoever on paper, because how do they know the substrate of the paper? And I'm not being funny. I've had this with pretty much all the tape manufacturers. I'd love to see what Harry's take is. But if I put this on paper, okay, and I put it across the top and I do whatever, and then what I do is I pull it off and it pulls the paper off. Is this company going to pay me to put all that paper right? Are they going to pay for the cost of the paper and put it right? The answer is simply no, of course not.
No. Some people do use it on paper though, don't they? I guess it's at their risk.
I will show you what I do when it comes to masking off paper. I'll show you that in a minute. First impressions, okay, I know it sounds crazy. Some of the others are too low in the dye content.
Can't see it.
You can't see it. So when you go up against certain products, the colours, I need to see a very definitive line. And sometimes with the colour matches of certain things, I can't actually see the differential and it winds me up. So I do like the colour of the dye. Yes, it tears pretty much slightly easier because the tack is lower, okay, than the gold. I like it straight away. This has been on, it hasn't started to fall. This hasn't started to curl because pink has a tendency to curl. Pink is a bit Marmite. People like it or hate it.
That's purple.
Purple. Sorry, purple. Sorry, that's me for years of using a particular brand that is pink. There you go. But I do use, when I use purple, I use 25 when I want to cut a nice fine line where, let's say, a wall and a ceiling or scaling meet. But sometimes when I want it to stay up, if I was, let's say, masking onto a ceiling, what I would use is, I would definitely use 50 for the simple fact of, I want the adhesion, but I want the surface area. I want the adhesion, okay, but I want the surface area. So for me,
so go for a wider tape to get better surface area
yep,
to stick.
Yep, it's more about the surface area. Sometimes, in my opinion, what happens is the thickness of a 25 and adhesion kind of starts to feel similar to a lower tack, but a wider surface area. So you've got to really think about what's right for what. And guaranteed, they are going to pull. At some point on one of the jobs, they're going to pull. And that's not down to the fact of the tape. It can't be, because if it was, it would pull permanently, and it doesn't. And don't phone up and tell people that you've got a bad batch. Come on, seriously. You know, I find that tape, I just take responsibility, and that's how it is.
9 times out of 10, it is conditions, isn't it? Whether that's the substrate, the temperature.
So let's talk about what they are. Washi. Okay, it's washi, which is rice paper. Therefore, what's going to happen is when the paint hits, some of them have this like lock edge, which is the fact that there's these little, I don't know, molecules that come out and give you a really fine line.
Yeah.
Edge lock.
Jen.
I find that what happens most of the time is it's how you put it on, and it's how quick you, let's say, paint it, and also when you remove it. That's when you'll start to have on. It also depends on the paint, because if you've got a lot of latex, you're actually putting a bond between the tip and the surface that when you pull it off, sometimes we found if we get to the tip too soon and we pull it, what happens is it'll actually start to pull the paint off just because of the amount of latex in there. So a lot of times for me, I kind of like it to go off. Not for everything. You know, I want to take this on site. I want to put it across my skirtings. I want to really put it through its paces. So this one, okay, 60 degrees, okay, likes it up to 60 degrees. Okay, this is down for straight lines. It is sensitive. And this apparently is good for 4 months on a surface.
So that one's UV resistant as well, isn't it?
It doesn't say UV resistant here.
Does it not?
No.
Oh, no,
No.
okay, because that's only an indoor tape, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So this is their sensitive.
Yes, that's indoor only.
Okay, this is their most accurate. Okay, it's washi. It's interior and exterior. So that's pretty cool. Interior and exterior. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, because not many do. Let's say the yellow, which is both. So
Yeah.
we're gonna put some of these outside the building.
Just to test and see.
I think the landlord's kind of getting a bit wound up with just seeing all different tips all over the building. But hey, just get over it. Okay, this is up to 100 degrees, straight lines, UV resistant, internal and external. So that's really good. and it's also there for 6 months. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, 6 months. You're not really going to be running something.
That's what we
longer.
wanted on those windows 13 years ago. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, tapes existed. We just didn't know anything about them at the time.
At the time, there weren't too many to drop there.
No, there wasn't actually.
No, we just had to make it up as we went along.
Yep.
Bit
and
like
this one you're interested in as well, aren't you? This, what are we going to call it? Red, or is it pink?
No, this is red.
It's red.
It's red.
Okay.
Okay, I like it. I like the feel of it. I like the tack.
So it's obviously got more tack than the gold, hasn't it?
It's hard to tell because you're talking about a 25 and a 50. It does actually feel different.
Yeah. So again, this
it doesn't feel.
This one's indoor.
I like it. I do like this. I like the feel of this one.
The red is indoor and outdoor as well.
It is quite sticky. It does feel really nice.
So this is the one that you can use on moist surfaces.
Rough and wet surfaces. That's why we've put it down here. It's extra strong. Okay, it's good. It looks like it doesn't actually crimp that much. So that's pretty cool. It's keeping a straight line. I like that.
Yeah. So that's the extreme, isn't it?
Yep, that's the extreme, and that's 4 months. Okay, it's UV. Okay, and it's internal and external. Okay, what I do want, my tapes are quite simply 25, 38 and 50. So what I'll be doing is speaking to Harry and get obviously the tapes that I really want, which is 25,
the sizes.
38 and 50. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Okay, let's just touch on these quickly. This is masking tape Pro. It's just masking tape, okay? But it does feel very strong, very stretchy. Straight away when you're trying to tear it there, it does feel like it's a little bit
strong.
Yeah, like gaffer to a certain extent, really sticky.
So that one would be interesting to try on, like putting down Corex and stuff like that.
And again, I think sometimes the costing is, this is where it's necessary, this is where you want to save a little bit of cash, obviously for putting bits together. It does feel really good. I think as well, they've obviously got the standard masking. Biggest problem I find with this is, I don't mean to sound derogatory or rude, but it just reminds me of old school decorating.
When was the last time you actually bought standard masking tape?
Do you know what? I have probably got about 20 rolls in there that have been sat in there for about 18 months, 2 years.
Yeah.
I'll never use them, ever, ever, ever. I will never use that, ever. Again, for me, this is personal. Take it or leave it. Doesn't bother me. I wouldn't use it because it makes me look cheap. I want to use something that actually engages a conversation in some form of another. Why do you use that? Why is it yellow? What's the difference?
That's the thing for me. We had a job, didn't we, where we used some Corex and we'd used it previously, so it was a bit dusty. And we had loads and loads of different tapes in the box, including like a multi-purpose, one which was standard masking tape. And we ended up using a yellow 38mm and it stuck, no problems.
The difference is I never use gaffer over Corex, I never use masking tape. I use washi because if there is a spill, which guaranteed there's always a bit of spill when you're spraying because of the water. But I find when we finish, it actually pulls off really good, gives me a clean line so I can use the Corex again. This would just tear. And the thing is as well that I find after a little while with these, because this is only good for 2 weeks, and that is only good for 24 hours.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
It's a preference.
Actually.
Don't get me wrong. You know, that's going to be really, really cost effective. If you had to stick loads of stuff down, your paper to paper or something, oh yeah, by all means, use that.
Difference, I mean, it's going to leave glue residue.
But you put in, I would never put that on a surface. I won't put it on tiles, glass, or anything else. I'd put that, stick paper to paper or paper to core, you know, that kind of scenario. Yeah. That a little bit more, but that looks more
general purpose kind of tape.
Yeah, but it looks better, in my opinion. It just looks better. So my preference is obviously always going to be these two. All right, I've got to figure out what the benefits of these two and what the cost is. I don't go into cost, okay, because I want it on merit, but also there's deals all over the place and there'll always be price point and there'll always be bundles and everything else. I'm not interested. That's for you guys. You take advantage. of obviously the benefits of that. That's good. I'm interested in this one a lot, okay? Very much so, but these are the two that I'm really, really interested in. Really interested.
They're the ones that you would use most of the time, wouldn't you?
Yep, and I just want to see what the difference is, obviously, between this one and these. And I'll run them side by side, and I'll run exactly the same sizes, 25, 38, and 50, and see which one kind of wins over for whatever reason.
And like Frosty was saying, just testing the products throughout the summer, the autumn, winter seasons. That's the word I was looking for.
Frosty's picked up on a lot of stuff that we've done, and it is about that.
Because what tapes work throughout the summer months?
Someone launched a tape last year. Okay, Q1 launched a tape last year, which was really good. And they were saying, "What do you reckon?" I said, "Can't go wrong. In the summer, nothing goes wrong. Paint dries. Look, paint dries within 2 hours. We put tape on, job done. I ain't getting away with that in November.
No.
Not from probably October through till March.
Actually, interestingly, a couple of guys on the forum this morning were saying about the fact they painted. In fact, Jack was one on when he did the live earlier. He'd sprayed a ceiling sort of yesterday afternoon, and even this morning it still wasn't dry. There's so much moisture in the air. Yeah,
it's really clammy, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray these, put the mask on. I'm going to spray across. All I'm going to do is fill them in. Okay, I'm going to fill these in. I'm going to fill these in, and these ones down there. So we're just going to spray for a few minutes. Okay. What I'm spraying is Farrow Ball eggshell. The reason being is it's a really dark colour. So we'll be able to see the bleed from white to black. Okay, so we'll see what it bleeds like. It just gives us an idea. It's only a first test. This is just to get your juices flowing, see what you think. If you like it, Lindsay's got some promotions that are coming at the end of the show. So we're going to spray it. Do you want to do any more news, or do you want me to spray first, or?
You can do good, bad, and ugly quickly, I suppose.
Okay, fine. We'll do the good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh, you ain't got it, have you?
No.
No. She's having a problem. They've done some updates on their software, and she can't figure it out. So.
Well, I haven't had time to figure it out.
She hasn't. She's been out gallivanting in Ibiza, larging it.
Is that it? Is it? Right, we're
Honestly,
going with that,
absolutely larging it.
Right, shut up. Good, bad, and the ugly. What are we at?
Right, the good is we've got some new projects that we're starting. A couple of kitchens. You've seen probably the photos that we've put up. So we've got a Clive's Kitchen repaint kitchen, which is really nice for a client of ours. So we're going to test some of the, obviously, tips on that, and we're also going to try the intact along with obviously our standard setup to see how it all fares.
And try some of the primers too.
Yep. So we've also just come into the end of a finished project, and that one we have used pretty much isomat through the entire project. So we will see how the results are for that. Give you an update on that one, which is really, really good. So we'll post the latest videos of that. The bad timings, just with projects and everything else.
Three kitchens to do and no time to actually do
them. And we've taken on a lot of other stuff. We're busy with the academy, busy with suppliers, busy just trying to keep things running. So we've got 3 kitchens that we've got to sort out at the same time, and other jobs that are coming in as well. We've also got a really, really nice, shitty spray plaster job. But we'll do a lot of testing on that one, so that's going to be really interesting. Yeah,
again, it'd be a good one, to kind of document for you guys as well.
Yeah, I'm just really getting into trying to get as much video so we can actually give you guys some good, solid information. So it gives you some good choices to make. The idea is we give you a starting block. You guys take it from there and make it your own.
And the ugly?
The ugly is early mornings, late nights. That's me as well. I've been travelling a lot. We are off to Ireland tomorrow night. That's why we can't obviously do tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
we'll be there for tomorrow evening. I mean, if we get a chance, we'll
try and do a live. We'll probably do it from Tulsa's.
Do you reckon?
No, because Damien's fallen out with.
Oh, fallen out with the landlord.
Yeah.
He stopped drinking after last weekend anyway, he says.
Oh, okay.
So we will see.
Right. Do you want to do the news, or should we do some spraying?
Let's do some spraying.
Okay, fine, let's do it. So, do you want to show them what we're spraying with today? Because it'd be quite interesting.
Well, funny enough, we were having a conversation about this machine earlier, weren't we? This is our kind of backup. We say to all the guys that come and do courses, or anybody that asks us which machine to buy, we sort of say, unless you absolutely hate a machine that you've purchased, never get rid of it. always have a backup. Well, this is our kind of final fallback, so to speak. I don't know whether you will be able to.
Do you want me to try and pull it forward?
See it? No, I can probably meet Alice.
This is Alice.
So what is Alice?
Alice is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Alice is, if you actually put a picture up, it won't look anything like this. It's an ASM L1900, and we've had this for probably about 20 years, probably even longer.
But it started off as a highboy, didn't it?
It started with these dodgy legs that would actually like kind of fall down, and it was on a stem. So yeah, technically it was a highboy. No wheels, but just a highboy. So it's quite weird. No handle. No. Then I put a suction tube on it. I took the legs off, made sure that we were more on skids. The gauge stopped working a good few years ago, so I put tape over that and added a gauge here because it was too much grief to try and just change it. So I've just ignored it. So it's technically got two gauges. One works, one doesn't.
Spoke to Phil at Airless Pro and asked him if we could add a hopper to it.
So we added a hopper to it. To be honest with you, it's a standard. Technically, it's a grey car. I think this would be classed as like a 395 to a 490. Okay, without checking all the outputs and everything else.
Greyco bought out ASM years ago, didn't they?
So it's got obviously like a 495 handle wedged in with a screw because it moves. It's just an amalgamation of a few things. But the point is, I haven't turned this machine on for, I don't know, maybe a couple of years because we've just got a lot of other machines.
So literally, we thought we'd bring her out just to see if she still works.
But look, literally smothered in paint, and I'm not messing with you. I literally just threw some water in the hopper, turned it on, primed it up, bosh. She just literally right, let's do this.
Yeah.
So I've got her set up. She's about 1,000. You can see I've done a little bit of a test here.
We'll probably break down tonight now, knowing our luck.
Okay. Do you want to press the button just to keep us live whilst you've got your hand on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So where are you spraying on the back wall?
Well, I'll start with the back wall. And I'm going to go around and we're going to do the spraying first. Then we're going to carry on talking about some other bits. And then when it's kind of just pulled in a little bit, then we're going to pull the tape off. Okay. All right. I've got a dodgy. This is a gun that's a really old gun that was off. So you guys know the GXs. See, we had machines that were before that, which was called the Treadworks 150s. Some of you have probably seen the Magnum X5s, which are in like Home Depot over in America. This is a Greyco gun. It's a very basic, straightforward, but this is probably 15 years old, and it just keeps going.
Evening, Andy.
So again, so all we're going to do is just spray these bits. Are we good?
We're good. Well, that is dark. You can see the difference in overspray with the darker colours as well. Hi Victor, evening Bill. This is why if you're using darker colours, always double the amount of protection that you're using. So have you just sprayed the back wall with eggshell?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your point?
Well, just saying.
Okay, we good? Do you want to turn it around, do this one?
Go for it. What?
Nothing.
Oh.
We good?
Yep. So this is just to see the, what lines we're getting.
Okay. Do you want to do the bottom bit?
Do you want to do that now?
Yep. This time I'm going to go a little bit. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to let you into a little secret, okay? when we're teaching, Pete's been teaching over 25 years.
I
Okay.
might have to lift this up again now.
No, stay there. It's fine. I'm coming down to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Pete's been spraying for 25 years, and every time I go up, first time I went up, he was teaching spraying, and what he does is he says, right, okay, we do this, and then what we do is we go gangster style. So this is gangster style because Pete's from Preston, and apparently they all have guns up there. Okay, and it cracked me up because he's deadpan about this gangster style. And then we were up there a few weeks ago, and someone said, and he turned the hand, and he went, no, you never go reverse gangster. So I said, why'd you never go reverse? He said, it's no good. He said, because when you're on a drive-by, okay, he said, you go reverse gangster, you're going to miss, you're going to end up hitting a lamppost or something. And honestly, everybody was just looking at us, is he serious? So we're going gangster style on this one. Okay. Okay, that's black.
So,
over here.
Oh, you doing it right over there? Sorry. God, cameras all over the place tonight.
Come on.
It's going to be a right patchwork quilt, isn't it?
Are we good?
Yep.
Okay.
So obviously the general purpose, we're not expecting the lines to be brilliant. You know, that's not what it's for. But we just thought we'd add it in just to see the difference.
In all fairness, that one I haven't sprayed. If you want me to, do you want me to run over it?
To be fair, it would be doing it an injustice if you did.
Too late.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So what you're saying about like with gangster and reverse gangster,
yeah,
there's something that you chat about on the courses.
Yeah. Everything I talk about is a combination of things that I've seen in my own business, I've actually felt whilst spraying, but more so since I've been training. Me, Pete, and the guys have now trained up to, we reckon, about 450 people, probably nearer 500, because some of them have actually been like private companies on site. And you start to see nuances, certain things that people do. And reverse gangster, we see people trying to spray from the bottom, okay? Fine, crack on. Experience has told me, and especially after seeing so many people, that when you come up from the bottom, if you start at the bottom, your knees and your legs take that wobble. So what we do is we always start top right, because I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, top left. And what happens is you come down, you've got all that area to get things sorted. But when you go gangster, this is a natural, that's just natural, strike down, okay? That's fine for this. But if you turn your hand that way, you can feel the fatigue all the way down your arm. You won't be doing that for long. You just won't. So when you see people doing this, yeah, it looks all right for a little bit, but it's going to be a problem. I've got a couple of runs here because I did lay it on quite thick in all fairness. Because I'm trying to keep it within the lines. That's okay, that's pulling straight in, but this is going over something that's quite slippy. Mm. So excuse the runs.
And it's not been primed.
But to be honest with you, the runs, the runs are good as well for future courses. Okay, so we're just going to let that dry for probably about 10-15 minutes and we'll pull it off at the end.
So with Deltec tonight, if you order, well not just tonight, sort of between now and next Wednesday, if you order through a box of Deltec tape through my paintbrush, then Deltec have sent to them a gift box worth about £40 worth, and it's got all sorts, loads of different tapes. I think it's got some goggles in there, it's got some socks in there, it's got some drop down, all sorts of stuff. So the first 20 orders through my paintbrush of a minimum of a box of Deltec tape get one of those bundles. Plus, obviously, there's the discount code as well. I'll put the link up at the end to get the code. You get the 8% off those boxes as well, as standard. But the other thing that they're doing is, between now and next Wednesday night, the people that order, the names will go into a raffle, Andy and Megan have got a machine that they put all the names into, and they'll draw a name out, and we'll announce it next Thursday live probably. So for a Deltec watch, which again is worth about 250
Looks
quid,
pretty cool.
does. There's a picture of it there. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning that, or you want to try any of the Deltec tapes, then head over to, well, I'll put the link up at the end, but basically it'll be through my paintbrush.
I was hoping to model one tonight, but didn't seem to happen. Just point it out there, Harry.
Harry didn't get that memo.
Just point it out there.
So yeah, so it's through my paintbrush. We'll put the link up at the end.
Also, there's not just the 20. Once the 20 bundles have gone, oh, okay. I'm giving a big nod. That changed. Okay. This is why Lindsay does all that stuff, and I just look here and look, try and look good. Okay. We're also giving away with that. We're giving away 2 prizes. What we're giving away, Lindsay?
So we're giving away 2 masking courses.
Okay.
As well.
What we've got is, I can go through, well, if we got time, I'm going to go through a couple of top tips that we do with masking. Masking is something that I've worked years. I started taking videos of a lot of my masking simply because I was spending a lot of time constantly teaching my guys how to mask. And then I come back and I teach them to mask and I check it. And I come back and I show them again. Then they'd leave and I get someone else and I start the process again. And I found this to really, really start to becoming very time consuming. So I started to video how I do the masking. So what I do is I said to the guys, look, there's a load of videos, crack on, do it, tell me, I'll come back, double check it, job done. Saved me a ton of time. I mean, personally, just a ton of time, just made my life so much easier. Then we started doing the courses. A lot of people kept asking us about masking, which is fine. We only have a very, in a way, a very small window of opportunity to get as much information as we can. And if we try and get too much in, Pete taught me this, and I didn't realise until a long, long time, you start seeing it in people. By about 3 o'clock on a Sunday, after doing a weekend course, you can't retain any more information. Now what we have to do is we just have to do the mileage for the experience side. You can't take any more. So if we start adding too much into the equation, it started to really, I don't know, complicate things. So we do a lot more spraying and a lot more practical than we did with masking. So what we did was a lot of people kept asking. So I designed these videos I'd already done for myself into a masking course. The masking course is now on a platform that we pay for. So we pay for hosting so that you get a login, you buy it, it's 50 quid, you get a login, and then you've got it on your phone on site all the time. We've had nothing but fantastic reviews. It's been really successful. It works. And every time we do a new video, if someone said, can you show me? Believe it or not, those guys that have actually bought the course will be getting, sorry, stay there, will be getting obviously another set of, because we've got to do things like this. So we're going to show you guys how we would mask this. Plus we've got other things coming as well. The point is, every time we do something new, if the video's not on there, there's 61 videos at the moment. If it's not on there, we'll just put it up. So tonight, what we're going to do is, there's another link. All you've got to do is click the link. That's all you've got to do. Then it puts you into a box. We've got all the names. Next week, we'll announce the winner or 2 winners, and you get a free masking course. If you've got the masking course already, do me a favour, drop me a review. Because I know that everybody loves what it is we've done, so that'd be absolutely fantastic. If nobody wants to pay for it, if you want the course for free, you can have that as well. All you've got to do is go back through Spray and Make Sense for the past 5 years, because all the videos I've done are on there. They're just not all together. You just got to find them.
Yeah.
So I have put them up there over the years, just showing you guys, but for the first time, we've actually put it all together.
So the other thing is, I'm not quite sure if anybody's noticed the Wagner goggles in the corner. Colin now has them in, which is brilliant.
We've been asking for these. These are exclusive to Spray and Make Sense.
Bless him. He's been faffing about, not faffing about, just fighting with Wagner to get these in stock. So he's now got a load in. They are £25 plus delivery, available only through Paint Shack.
They're mainly exclusive to Spray and Make Sense. The price is really crazy. I'm not being funny. When he said 25 quid, I said, no, it's too cheap. You need to put them up, because they are far too, seriously, they're far too good. In my opinion, they are seriously the best goggles I've picked up. We've gone through JSP, we've gone through all of them.
Some people would disagree that they're the best looking goggles on you.
No, only you, Linz. Everybody else on screen makes sense. Right, guys, here you go. What I want is, if you like, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like, give me a thumbs down. Okay.
There isn't an option to put a thumbs down,
there you go. See, it didn't take a long, did it? So give me a thumbs up if you like. Yeah. Give me a thumbs down or just a scary face or something. That'd be cool. Because this is where me and Linz are, you know, kind of like she win, I win, whichever it is.
We've got some laughy ones. Oh, we've got some loves.
We got some loves.
Yeah.
Sweet, excellent, loving it.
Thumbs up.
Right, cool. There you go. Told you. They are really cool. We haven't got many. We've only been given a batch. I think we've got maybe 40. So once they're gone, they're gone. We will try and get more, but the problem is I don't think we'll get them at that price again.
Yeah, we'll see.
One of the things I just wanted to quickly talk about was testing. Something I'm doing over the weeks as well, and I do this. We're doing this Helmi 10 Caprol PU matte. What's that? Oh, Helmi 80, sorry. Helmi 10. Farnball gloss, Helmi 30, isomat. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do samples so we can actually see the difference of the sheens and the sheens and the whiteness of certain products. This isn't to say one's better than the other, but I do find even myself, we had a job recently where what was the sheen level that we were looking for? And I didn't really know the answer. So I've said, right, I'm doing all these. So all these will be done. I do a lot of testing. So when I'm doing the kitchens, I'll be using some of the Morel's stuff. I'll be using the Morel's Ellis assisted machine. So I'll get a lot of video of that. And what we'll be doing is these. The reason is it's great. You can just put a small amount in there, literally spray it, and you can change the machine over in about a minute.
It's easy.
It's so easy. It's brilliant.
Tom's asking if the goggles work well with the JSP mask.
Yep.
You can tell you've been in here spraying all day, can't you?
Yeah, my apologies. The thing is, when I do a course, because obviously I'm talking a lot, I'm also breathing in a lot of the stuff. So let's have a look. Yeah.
Now you look like something from The Fly.
Bzz. No, Tom, they're fine. The reason is as well, they don't fog up the same way. And they just seem to be really easy to clean. I've used these a lot recently. They just seem really robust when you throw them in the back of the van.
It's a good job really, because everything kind of gets thrown in together.
Everybody does. We all try our best to be, tidy in that, but there's times you just throw them in the van. They are really good. I'm actually going to get a couple more pairs myself. Yeah. You know me, when I like it, I genuinely really like it, and I do. I mean, these have been good for me, but I do find they steam up too much. If they could find a lens that didn't steam up the same way, these are actually, they're very comfy, they're very... Yes.
But they do steam up.
Just talking about the Deltec, one thing they've done, which I really like, they've added the gold, and it's quite big. I mean, I think it's actually bigger than a 25. No, it is. I think it's probably the same or just slightly bigger. Okay. So you get a lot of surface contact with it. So it is actually really good. This is going to save us a lot of time and money because we generally go around and put the yellow on first and then that. So we are going to be using a lot of this.
So you were having a little bit of a hit of it earlier because saying that the plastic didn't tear particularly well, but it was the dispenser, wasn't it then?
Yeah. We haven't got the right dispenser, so I can't really comment. I've had to throw it in one of mine. I've got two other different makes of dispenser, and they didn't particularly work well with it.
But to be fair, the blades generally on that dispenser are really good, aren't they?
Yeah.
We've found so far. So.
Yeah.
So, should we have a look, or is it still too wet to...
No, we're just going to have to do it. We're just going to have to do it. I'm going to put my gloves on because obviously we've got a situation where it's going to run. I mean, the wall's fine. I can see the wall's already started to go off.
So, Harry, can you let us know what length your drop down comes in, please? Scott's asking.
Yep, and also what if they... In fact, I've got some of the information in here.
Oh, okay.
So from the drop down sizes,
Thanos, I wouldn't imagine that you...
2.7, from 550 to 2.7, and they're 30 metres, 20 to 33 metres. So they've got original gold, they've got Quickmaster Pro, okay, which is probably like this one. They've got the indoor one, they've got the outdoor one, and then they've got the paper one. So yeah, so they've got quite a few. Oh, and they've also got some double-sided tape, which I'll be looking at as well. Right, so what I'm going to do is pull these off.
So Thanos, they don't work with prescription glasses. That was a conversation we had with Lee McGinley, wasn't it, last week? Trevor, dispensers, not many companies do dispensers on their own.
Do you want to come a little bit closer with this if you're able?
I will do. I've just got to work out.
Do you want me to come and give you a hand?
I'm only going to be able to go so far because the camera is connected to the computer. So.
But you bring the computer.
Oh, never thought about that. I can't because it's all connected.
Okay, right. Well, we can go kind of
to here.
To here. And can you zoom in as well? Are you on?
I can zoom in, but no, I'd have to. Well, I can, but I'll have to focus, and I can't.
Right. Okay. We're going to start with the. We're going to start with the purple. I don't need the gloves actually.
You've gone all out of focus now.
Sorry.
Good. What I'll do is I'll take some pictures of this at the end.
This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good.
So this is the purple.
Okay. We've got pull there, but that's from obviously the standard.
Yeah, so that's from the multi-purpose.
That's a really nice sharp line. Okay, that's me, not the tape.
Oh, how have I ended up not even looking at you? Okay. It's because the camera's spinning around.
Again, it comes off lovely. I mean, it is literally pulling off really nice. Okay.
Right, guys, I can't see any comments or anything at the moment because the computer's the other side, but...
This was wet. We got one tiny pull there. I mean, this was wet. Okay? Really was. Okay. What I'm going to do is...
Just so everyone knows, so we had purple on the right-hand side, the gold in the middle, and the red on the left-hand side. So when obviously I take the photographs, we'll be able to see.
That was where I didn't quite push it down well enough. Okay, so again, that's me. But no pull, surprisingly, with the gold. I was expecting pull, a little bit there.
So that's the other thing a lot of people don't realise is that you actually have to, very often, you have to push the tape down just to get the adhesion.
Right, so this is again the gold. It's coming off nice. Yeah, it's coming off nice. Right, we're going for the, this is different because it's got more surface tension.
Because this is the 50mm, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is the extreme.
That's good. Feels really good.
So a little bit of bleed there.
Yeah. I'm going to show you the bleed in a minute, in all fairness. This is just one test of God knows how many that we'll end up doing.
But again, don't forget.
That's fair.
This was on a fairly wet surface, so it's not done bad, has it?
It's done well. Right, this is the standard. Let's see what. I can't be honest, that's pretty cool.
Was that not as bad as you thought it was going to be?
That was pretty cool, actually. And this is obviously the sticky. Okay, that's neither here nor there. That was just me putting it up.
What was that?
That's the drop-down plastic.
It's sticky. Did you say it was sticky?
No, I said it was sticky, and where I've sprayed it, it's landed back on the paint.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So, to be honest with you. Right, so first impressions. Surprisingly, for me, okay, the purple has given us a really, really sharp line. Really sharp line.
Normally it's not strong enough to give sharp lines.
It's a sharper line than the gold in this particular test. Okay? The gold and the red, very similar, but I kind of expected that. But this, yeah, Lindsay will take a photo. That's really, really sharp. And I expected that. So you can see it's kind of dropped off. I expected that to be slightly more problematic, but in fact, it wasn't. Okay, do you want to do these?
These obviously are going to be easier because I can get closer.
And these are still wet.
Camera.
In all fairness, these are still wet. Okay. Are you too close? Are you got to do the focus?
No, it was the zoom that was causing the problems.
Are we good?
I think so.
Because we're not on autofocus, don't forget.
No, I know we're not on autofocus. No,
Tell us, guys, if everything's cool.
No, it's fine.
Okay, we got a little bit of bleed on this one. Okay, it pulls off nice. And this is pretty much wet.
But these doors were dry, weren't they?
See, we got bleed at the bottom, but that's...
But then
look, here, look, we've got some bleed there.
Is that because you haven't pushed it down? Or?
Maybe. To be honest with you, this is just us playing on live on the show. It's not fixed. You know, it kind of says, look, you know, good on Deltec to actually... mate, I've got to be honest with you again. This is... look at that. That is really sharp. I am welcomely surprised on how the adhesion is on this. Okay? Yeah, the adhesion on this and how sharp that line is. That's not what I was expecting.
Got a little bit of bleeding on the bottom, but nothing in comparison to the yellow, is there?
Do you want to step back a bit?
So this is the red extreme and just the standard.
I like this one,
Paper
but I
tape.
think this is going to be, again, more like the...
I think it's going to be more like the yellow.
Yeah, it's giving us a straight line, look at that. I can feel the tension on this one.
Stickiness.
Yeah. But look.
Dead straight.
Dead straight on that. Dead straight. Love it. Love it. Oh, that's going to be awkward. Look at that. That's really caught me off guard, actually. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, and again, also the angle you pull the tape off makes a difference.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. The angle you pull the tape off does make a huge difference.
I generally go like 30, 40 degrees.
Yeah.
I never pull straight. I always kind of pull at an angle. Right. I mean, this is standard. This is just masking. I would imagine that's going to be more than good for certain projects. But it hasn't torn in the same way I was expecting it to. I was expecting it, to ribbon off the roll, but I was also expecting it to ribbon when taking it off. Right, we're going to do one more test down here.
We'll take some photographs of this.
So Lindsay's going to have to step back. I'm going to have to get on my knees, grovel.
Position you're used to, you'll be fine.
Okay, cool. Tell me when we're ready.
Go for it.
Okay, so this is untextured. I mean, you can see that. So we're not expecting anything major, but it would be interesting to see how much bleed. Okay, a little bit. A little bit. This one I'm expecting more because it doesn't pull into the surface the same. Yeah, look. See how it just dropped off? Mm-hmm. So I wasn't expecting that to actually deliver.
To be fair, you wouldn't put sensitive
No,
on
you
the
wouldn't.
exterior.
No, you wouldn't. Look, it's just the weight of it is pulling down on that. Still good on that right-hand side, look. It just shows I must have put a bit more tension on there. This is the one that I'm looking for. This is meant to be, that I can feel that straight away. It's very good on the right-hand side, look. Mm. I mean, that
Do you think, is that the direction that you've sprayed at? Or is that just the way you've pushed it down?
No, you're right, because the way I was, the sprayer would have gone over that tape that way. Mm. So if I'd have gone down, maybe it was slightly different, but it's one test of many. See, that one's got more because of the directional. But, to be honest with you, quite nice on the straight, very nice on the straight, very nice on the straight. Yeah.
again, we'll take pictures of these and put them up just to show you the difference.
And the last one, turn around. This one was dry after a good few hours. This has been dry for about 5-6 hours. This is more to see what happens when I actually just pull it. Okay, that's a straighter line straight away, look. Got a little bit of pull still. Okay. That's the gold. We're still getting a little bit of bleed. Still a little bit of bleed. Okay. Slightly more bleed than the red, in my opinion, on this one. This is the one that's going to be really good. I could just feel it. Yeah. That's really good.
So is that the purple again?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wow.
That is really cool.
And then the last one's just the multi-purpose.
Oh yeah, sorry. Which again,
it's not bad, is it?
no, but it's not pulled. It's not reacted the same way as what I expected it. When it came off the roll, I thought it was going to be a box standard feel of a masking, but it's not. It's actually slightly better. Okay. There's some tips. First impressions. Like it. I said that at the beginning. Purple, really surprised. The purples, I actually thought that was going to be slightly better when it came to the bleed and the line. I thought that might have the slight edge on it, but that's 50 anyway. That's actually slightly stickier and slightly better with the lines than what I anticipated. The masking, definitely. And I don't like masking. I'll put that out there. I really don't like masking tape. I don't see the
General
point.
masking tape, no.
But, hand on heart, it's live. You can see it. No bullshit. It's there. It's what we do.
Tom,
do I like it?
I would say tapes do have a shelf life. I also think it makes a huge difference how you store them. You know, we've had issues, haven't we, with tapes that have started to go, and
if
they
you
go
leave
on
them
the
too
corners.
long, you pay the price.
I mean, I had stock of tapes here at one point, and just because the unit gets quite cold and quite damp, that definitely affects the tape. So we stopped.
Okay, so first impressions.
Evening,
this is definitely going on site. I've used it before, but I will be using it a lot more. I will be giving it a good run for its money. What would I say to you guys? Take advantage of, obviously, the promotion. It gives you a good opportunity to not only get tape at a good price and get a little bit of extras. I think it's worth having a look at and pitching it against what you already use as your box standard, or what you use as what I call my baseline, and see what you think. Yeah. I'd be really, really interested to have some feedback. Very keen to have feedback from you guys.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Let us know what you think. Let us know, because we know who will have taken advantage of, obviously, the offer and everything else through my paintbrush, which Lindsay will put out shortly. But I think, yeah, it's definitely... I'll probably take some of this with me to Ireland. We've got courses running at the weekend. Yeah. If you want to know how to spray kitchens, like what we're doing, you need to come and see us.
If we've got any room in the case.
Damien's got a space, one space, is it?
Yeah. Got a space on the furniture course, and then we've got the City and Guilds Assured course, which we're running Saturday and Sunday, which we've got a space on as well.
If you want spray plaster, Craig's got, I think, 1, maybe 2 spaces left in Scotland. Yeah. Jack is running...
He's running introduction course and fine finish this weekend.
Okay, he's got those on. And
Pete and Tracy have got the City and Guilds Assured. That's fully booked, that one.
Well, that's fully booked.
Yeah.
That's good then.
So it's only us this weekend that hasn't got...
Well, we have. We're in Ireland.
We're in Ireland, but our centre hasn't got
courses.
Yes,
our centre hasn't. We've got to run the course in Ireland. So if you want to get to a different level, I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. There's enough guys on there now done training with us. It's made a big difference, their business. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just made a massive difference. We were there with Reese and Bobby last night. Reese's business is just, it's gone from strength to strength. Just because of, from his take, and he'll tell you the same. The involvement from what we've been doing with them, it has a direct impact.
So I'll put the link up to get the code for my paintbrush. For that, obviously we're giving away 2 of the masking courses, so I'll put the link up for that as well, and we'll draw both of those
next week,
next Thursday. Obviously we've got the deal with Paint Shack for the Wagner goggles as well, so if you fancy a pair of those, then give give Colin and Steve a shout. I'm not sure if they're on the website. I would imagine that they probably won't, but give them a call at the shop. So then, so that's obviously competitions. We've got that one.
Yep.
Trade Decorator have got their competition running still for the Zinsser products. So that will be another few days basically that they'll be running that.
I'm getting good at this.
Trade Decorator also, Paula messaged earlier, they are looking for somebody to, I'll put the details
We'll put something
up
up for it, yeah.
But basically they're looking for somebody to spray some UPVC, and the company wants to do some promotional videos. So you'll get paid for it, but you'll also get promotional video included in it that you can use. So we'll put some details up about that as well a bit later.
Cool.
So we're going to sign off, I think, aren't we?
Pretty much. Any last questions or any final points?
Lots of people saying they like and love the purple.
I must admit, yep, I completely agree. I think it's definitely worth giving these tips a run. They've got it's quite nice. They've got enough of a range, but not too much. And I think that's really important. Mm-hmm. Guys, reach out to my paintbrush or...
Colin's saying they're on the website now, so...
There you go. So the goggles are on.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So you need the SMS code for the discount code. So that with my paintbrush is SMS.
Oh, wait.
No, just SMS. No, there's no numbers after it.
Okay.
I think it's got to be in capitals as well, but Colin can confirm that.
Oh, that's for Caprol, not...
That's for the Wagner.
That's for the Wagner.
Goggles.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up, isn't it?
It's hard to keep up with all the discount codes. So Jen, we've got the masking course, which we'll put a link up at the end. We're giving away 2 of those. You've got the Deltec. It's worth about 40 quid's worth of products. A little gift box if you order a box of Deltec tape through my.
You get a little bit of something for just obviously buying tape and.
Yeah.
You're going to use it in your business anyway, so it's nice to get a little bit extra back.
Exactly. So the Wagner goggles and obviously the Zinsser competition with Trade Decorator as well. So head over there. Or you only have to put your details in. There's nothing more than that.
Same as all the other stuff. All you got to do is we just need to be able to. We're trying to find quicker way because what our problem is every time we run a competition on here, what happens is it's really hard to kind of look back and figure out who.
Yeah.
So what we're doing now is we're just trying to find better ways of doing it.
Exactly. But any questions, any queries, anyone wants a link to anything, anybody wants to know about anything, then just give us a shout. Tag Harry in for anything to do with the Deltec, Colin, Bidwell, anything to do with the Wagner goggles and everything else. Paula, Jen, they're on Spray Makes Sense, anything to do with Trade Decorator.
Anything to do with obviously the courses, just reach out to us or have a look on PaintTech. We're here if you need us. The whole point of Spray Makes Sense is quite simply tests. We believe in training, education and support.
Exactly.
And we're getting pretty good at it.
Yeah. We'll put the code and everything up for my paintbrush and everything. The link to the bundle and that.
It'll be up in the next 5 minutes. So
Clayton, what's in the bundle? There's a mixture of all the tapes. There's some of the drop down. There's some goggles. There's some socks. There's some, I think there's other bits and pieces as well. Harry will probably be able to tell you exactly what is in the bundle as well. So
jump on, get it. Clayton does like a bargain and a deal and a little bundle. So Clayton, get on there. The first 20 purchasers are the ones that get it.
Yeah, first 20 people to order a box or more of Deltec tape get the free gift box.
Cool.
Cool. Right, guys, have a great week. We'll try and see if we get a chance to do something over the weekend.
Yeah, we'll try and go live whilst we're in Ireland. Show you guys what you're missing.
If not, it will be next week.
Excellent. So a couple of Guinnesses. I cannot wait.
Nice one. Look forward
Excellent.
to it.
Have yourselves a wonderful week and weekend. We will catch up with you guys on site live, and then we'll also catch up with you guys next Thursday, I believe.
Yep. Wicked.
If there's any change, we'll let you know.
Nice one.
Have a fantastic week.
Enjoy.
And we will speak to you next week.
Over and out.
All the best.
See ya.